chaba Jesu fela ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna ulifika la chaba Jesu fela Moyamedi wali chaba Moyamedi waruna Moyamedi wali chaba Jesu fela Moyamedi wali chaba Moyamedi waruna Moyamedi wali chaba Jesu fela ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna ulifika la chaba Jesu fela ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna ulifika la chaba Jesu fela Akibatlilito Kibatla morena fela Kiela yatsiba matata aruna Akibatlilito Kibatla morena fela Kiela yatsiba matata aruna ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna ulifika la chaba Jesu fela ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna ulifika la chaba Jesu fela Nakitepile wena Morena ulifika la runa Nakitepile wena Morena ulirato Nakitepile wena Morena ulifika la runa Nakitepile wena Morena ulirato Ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna Ulifika la chaba Jesu fela Ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna Ulifika la chaba Jesu fela Ulifika la chaba Moyamedi waruna Ulifika la chaba Jesu fela
And of course, what a way to open a show this morning and this afternoon. Hello and welcome to the show that gives you all the intel on that's happening in the world of art and entertainment. We are coming to you live from our Auckland Park studios in Johannesburg. I'm your host this afternoon, Shante Yankees. Well, still staying in the spirit of Lent, we are continuing with highlighting the best musicians in the South African gospel scenes. If you've just seen a glimpse of it, and who better to kickstart today's show than none other than the multi-award winning gospel group Joy Celebration with their latest single Modimo Ke Lerato. We have them coming up in just a bit on today's show. As usual, I'm not alone. Nadia Adams will be bringing you all your local and international entertainment news later on. If you want to interact with us, please do so on Twitter. Follow us on @Trendz on SABC. Well, we'll start today's show with the hashtag Vivo Nation Festival. Of course, it opened its door this past weekend at the Container Yard in downtown Johannesburg. The two-day festival saw thousands of music, fashion and food lovers come out to experience the world-class festival. As usual, our camerons were there and this is what went down.
It was described as the coolest event ever with a lit lineup performance, and the venue did not disappoint. The two-day festival was free and fans enjoyed a full lifestyle day which included street art, food trucks and performances from our local talented artists.
Today is kind of a new set. It's the latest one. We've been working on it for about maybe a month or two, but we added new songs from the album and we wanted to be full band. We're never always full band, so we made it really special for Vivo Nation.
Also on the stage was the forever energetic Black Motion.
Yeah, man, the support is always amazing and the album is still doing great and we're working on our 5th album. And yeah, man, there's still a whole lot of tracks coming from Yabadimu, but the 5th album is going to be packed with a whole lot of fire, man.
The Spirit hitmaker wrapped the evening with his unplugged performance.
I challenge myself, you know. I don't come into any sort of thing thinking I know everything. So I kind of go in there with the team, you know. I work with a great team, the band, you know, and my music director. We kind of always challenge ourselves. We don't think, yeah, we got it, let's be settled, we're okay. How do we make it better? So it's a constant conversation and constant attempt, a consistent attempt at least of just trying to see how much further we can take it, you know. So it's a constant challenging of oneself, you know.
Well, internationally acclaimed gospel choir Joy Celebration are celebrating 22 years of praise and worship music with a sensational 8-city national tour. All For You is a project for the people. They have kick-started this All For You tour with a release of 2 singles titled Umoya Kolendao as well as Modimo Ke Lirato. To give fans a glimpse of the upcoming music extravaganza, I am now joined in studio by some of the members of Joy Celebration. Very good morning to you. Afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us today. Firstly, before we get into it, can we just talk outfit? You guys are looking blazing. I mean, if this is anything to go by of your 8-city tour, then I think we can really expect a lot. Firstly, let's start off with the name. All of You tour. Where did the name come up?
All For You was inspired by, it's basically Joy Celebration giving gratitude and thanking the fans for following us for 22 years now. So basically everything that we did prior, during, and after the recording is all just a dedication to the fans for following us and for supporting us for so long.
Now, speaking of the recording, Sneh, I believe you guys recorded December 2017.
Yes.
Take us through the recording process.
The recording was so phenomenal. We really enjoyed ourselves, and we had a lot of things that was going on, but we went through it, and it was so amazing. And this year we also doing our tours, and we're having at Carnival City, yes, from Friday, Saturday and Sundays.
Rihanna, if someone is going to go to one of your 8-city tours, what can they expect in a concert?
They can expect an awesome presence of God. That's the main thing. And seeing beautiful things.
Yes.
And also the fact that, like what Eric had said, the main aim for EJS 22 is all for you, which is the people and also God himself. So a lot of energy, lots of beautiful music, lots of new faces also in Joyous 22.
And the album is rocking, eh? We released our singles and Umoya Kolendao and Modimo Ke Lirato. So it's so amazing. We're really proud of ourselves, and it went gold also. Yes, the album.
Oh, really?
In a few hours.
In a few hours we went gold.
And I do believe that it went gold on the iTunes Gospel chart, and it's also top 10 in the overall iTunes. That's amazing.
That's
So you guys have released, of course, the album was released on the 7th of March. What is the reception like been since then, apart from, you know, topping iTunes charts on the Gospel and the normal iTunes?
Well, it has been a pretty exciting journey for us, because Joy Celebration is all about the people, and it's all summed up as well in our album All For You. The music is taken directly from the people. The feel that we give is small things that we get from our people, from our different cultures. So it's very easy for the music to impact the whole of Africa. I received calls from France and the States and all over the world, because the music impacted all of Africa. You know what I'm saying? So the response and the feedback that we got from our fans was pretty awesome.
So it's
and
22
amazing.
years in the running. What do you think is going to make this year different? Sneh?
The music, they say it's so different. As what Vuela was saying, the energy. Everything is different. The way we're doing things are so different. And they say we're praising God like never before. So we just say, God, thank you for the 22 years, and the Joyous is for all for you. All the fans, even internationally, they know our songs, and everywhere we go, they know Joyous Celebration.
Well, as Stay said earlier on that a lot went into the recording process, and it seems that a lot of the members were going through a lot. Do you think that that's what contributed to the somewhat new direction that we'll see on the 8 City tour this year?
Yeah. The thing is, every time, whenever a good thing happens, the devil, that's what he does best. Destroying. So that's just what we want to do. True. We had to change venues at the last minute for the recording. Had to find venues. Thank God for our management team who were spot on in getting a new place. And also songwriting. I wanted to say songwriting in this 22 rendition. Most people wrote songs. Like from the choir, and it's beautiful music. The level of talent in Joyous 22, my God.
Yes. You also mentioned earlier on that we'll be seeing some new talents, some new faces.
Yes,
can you give us a little bit of details more into that, or is it still on the hush-hush?
No, it's not. Everything is out there now. I mean, it's released. The DVD is out there.
Yes, for example, the 2 singles that were released, those are brand new talents, and they're already rocking like.
They're already doing so well.
Yeah, they're doing very well.
Now, you guys are relatively quite a young band or a young choir. Are you seeing a younger following starting to follow a Joyous Celebration?
Joyous Celebration cuts across all ages. Yes, I mean the current group, of course, are generally young, but our leadership and our management is very mature people who have been in the music industry for a while and for a long time. And because, like I said earlier, we get our music and our inspiration from the people, it cuts across all generations right through.
Right, so I'm sold. So I want to know more details about it's 8 cities that the Joyous Celebration Choir will be visiting. Give us more details around the tour dates and the cities visited.
Well, for further details on the tour dates, you'd have to visit our website, which is My Joyous Celebration on Facebook, and all other social media platforms.
Yeah,
but we're going to be going
to with Carnival City, with the launch. 30, 31st, and 1st of April.
Great! What a way to celebrate Easter, to kickstart Easter.
Yes,
it's actually a culture for most families.
Yes,
because we always launch.
And also happening in Carnival City, it's also a family-orientated arena and venue that the whole family can go and attend. Other parts of the country, I believe it's national. It's not just in Gauteng.
Definitely, yes. The launch is actually kicking off an 8-city nationwide tour, which we're going to go to Bloemfontein, we're going to go to Cape Town, Western Cape, Free State. We're going to go right throughout the country.
Well, what are you most looking forward to in this year's tour? I'll start with you, Snare. You've been quite quiet.
This year, I'm looking for just to praise God mostly, to make people to be saved by us, by like singing, praising God. So in that way, yes, that's what I'm expecting for more from me.
Yourself, you know?
Yeah, it's never changed. I guess for me personally, going on Joya stage is always such a pleasure.
Yes.
Because you see the impact. And sometimes it's actually immediate. You don't even need to go home to see people, because you can see people, the interaction with the people. That's what I'm looking most forward to.
I am looking forward to seeing what the people are going to, the response of the people as we give all for them. And as well to see how we will respond as we sing for them, as they also scream and give all for us.
Well, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining us today. The Joyous Celebration, talking about the latest in the 2018 projects, as well as those tour dates. They're kickstarting in Carnival City. So it is something, if you're going to be celebrating come the 30th of March, you can check the other tour dates on their social media and website. Definitely a great way to spend your Easter with your families. Well, celebrities love the limelight and fans love to watch their favorites. With that being said, Nadia Adams brings you some highlights from the world of showbiz this past week.
Hi Shantae, so I'm out and about today. I wasn't really feeling those studio vibes, but don't stress, we've got the news all lined up. In a night of glamour and prestige, The Lullaby, our proudly local horror film, premiered in Hollywood, California. The red carpet event was attended by the producers of the film, as well as leading lady Rein Swart, who was recently nominated for the Best Actress at the South African Film and Television Awards for her performance in this indie horror. The psychological horror film follows 19-year-old Chloe van Heerden after the birth of her first child. Overwhelmed, she returns to her hometown of Eden Rock. But the question is it only the baby blues she's being haunted by? The Lullaby continues to make its way around the world, being invited to the 25th edition of the Dead by Dawn, Scotland's international horror film festival. The event, which stands as UK's longest-running genre film festival, will take place from the 19th to the 22nd of April. Miley Cyrus is in hot water once again. A Jamaican artist has filed a R3.5 billion lawsuit against the pop star over her 2013 hit We Can't Stop, saying a key lyric was snatched from him. Take a look.
Sweaty bodies everywhere, hands in the air like we don't care, 'cause we came to have so much fun now, that somebody here might get some now.
On the track about exploring sexual and other personal freedom, Cyrus sings, "And we can't stop, we run things, things don't run we. Don't take nothing from nobody." Flurgan, whose real name is Michael May, is seeking the fortune from Cyrus, her label Sony Music, and her team of songwriters and musicians. A highly ambitious sum that is more than the pop star's estimated net worth.
And we won't stop.
English actress Gugu Mbatha-Raw, whose father is a South African doctor named Patrick Mbatha, and mother an English nurse named Anne Raw, is on the cover of British Vogue. Gugu posted the cover on Instagram with the caption, "So delighted to share my first Vogue cover." Take a look. Gugu is one of few black women who featured on the iconic fashion magazine's cover. The mag was blasted in 2015 for not having enough black female representation. Gugu is best known for her roles as Kelly in Black Mirror, Dido Elizabeth Bell in Belle, Nonny Jean in Beyond the Lights, and Plummet in last year's remake of Beauty and the Beast. And most recently, she appears in A Wrinkle in Time. Harry Styles' fans have praised him for debuting a new song, Medicine, which many have labelled a bisexual anthem. The former One Direction star performed the tune alongside another unreleased track called Anna for the first time on his European tour in Paris, France this past week. Fan video footage from the concert showed the singer crooning as he performed Medicine. "The boys and girls are here, I mess around with them, and I'm okay with that. I figured out I kinda like it, and when I sleep, I'm gonna dream of how you tasted." The 24-year-old has yet to comment on the inspiration for the song, but fans were quick to take to Twitter to praise the heartthrob for being so open in the song. So that's all the news we have for you right now, but I'll be back next week with so much more. For now, I'm off to enjoy my Saturday afternoon in this very vibey suburb, but Shantae's got you down for the next hour, so do stay tuned. Bye guys!
SABCnews.com is your one-stop digital portal to all the news you need. With a website that is easy to use on mobile, SABC News prides itself in being the primary source of public service content across multiple platforms. Watch live streams of all the big news events on the SABC News YouTube channel, which is one of the most viewed South African YouTube channels globally. And catch up on the best of SABC television and radio news. Follow breaking news on all of the SABC News social media platforms. Interact with SABC News on Facebook and stay connected on Twitter for the latest headlines and real-time updates by our reporters. SABC News, everywhere.
Dimlo Yesu diza hambi wako dimlo Yesu diza hambi wako dimlo Yesu diza hambi wako
The beautiful sounds of a joyous celebration, the a cappella, ladies and gentlemen. But a new theatre production called Angola is currently at the State Theatre in Pretoria. It's written and directed by Selo Makekangube. The production is based on a true story of a generation of cadres who left South Africa to Angola to be trained as freedom fighters. Let's have a look.
The play is set between 1982 and 1984 in the camps of Pango, Chibase, Camp 13 and Vienna around Angola. It captures the struggles that South African soldiers went through in those camps. Based on real-life events, the story though is played out by fictional characters. The production is very emotional and witty at times. Silo Maseko tells us more.
I said we must shoot and kill that traitor, type on the key.
Well, Angola is a story of fallen cadres who left everything behind and went to the trenches and never to come back, and no one is talking about them. So in Angola again, we expose the atrocities that took place in the camps, especially in Angola in a camp called Quadro. So in this story, we're working on the issue of finding closure and finding the truth of what happened to their loved ones. So in this story, we tell you and we take you through of what happened, because this story, the research we went through to such an extent, find out from the people who were victims of Quadro and they gave us these true stories. There's nothing there in that story where we thought of it would how can we beautify this and all that. We took you through the process of reality and the truth.
Themes of corruption, greed, betrayal, love, sacrifice, redemption, politics and power are at play here. The story follows three friends, Zakhele, Majoro and Mavuso, who left South Africa to join the armed struggle in Angola with a mission to gain freedom. But betrayal creeps in amongst these friends. Tulani Ramokhokhotwane, who is a lead actor and plays the role of Zakhele, says, reliving the moments of what our soldiers went through was not easy.
It actually takes me through a lot because this story is very personal to me. I had an uncle who was also in exile. So having to be part of a story like this, it's almost as if my uncle has come to say hello to the family through me. So it is a very proud moment for me to have to embody such a character and actually portray it on stage.
We must take sides all the time, and I want you on my side. So, Commander, you want me to join your faction? It's not faction, it's a force. But then, Commander, that's not what ANC stands for. ANC stands for nothing. We dictate what it stands for, and for now it stands for what I stand for. But then, Commander, are you aware that you have turned ANC from African National Congress into African National Criminals?
The production also puts into light the torture and ill treatment that the soldiers went through at the time. The play is part of the incubation program at the theatre and will be on until next week on Sunday.
Indeed, it is time for all fashionistas as I just get my jacket together. Alpha stops at the upcoming Ao5 Fashion Week in Cape Town next week. Well, Africa Fashion International Fashion Week is one of the most prestigious events on the fashion calendar here in South Africa. The 4 days of the fashion shows showcase the works of designers from across the continent. We have with us in studio Ao5's Lindiwe Mlalazi as well as Chesney Williams. A very good morning. Good day to you, ladies. Thank you very much for joining us. Looking all chic in black. Thank you. So I'm presuming you can never go wrong in black, right?
Never.
No, never.
Never.
First, I'm going to start with you, Lindiwe. Of course, you're the marketing coordinator for AFI. What are we expecting for this stage of AFI, and what are the tones and trends and themes?
Okay, so from the 1st to the 24th of March, Cape Town Fashion Week will be happening, and we're expecting an influx of continental designers, the best of South African designers, including Chesney over here from AFI Privé. And we're really just looking at the future of Africa and how that's going to be in clothes. Right now, we've noticed that Afro-futurism is just taking over. And that's what we expect a lot of our designers to be showcasing, just the next step, the next generation of African fashion.
And let's talk about that. Let's talk about the caliber and the quality of clothes that we're seeing here in Africa. It makes, you know, not being African is not beautiful, but it makes you want to embrace being African even more. Take us through that collaboration that we're seeing with more African designers going into this year.
So I think that the definition of African clothing has changed from, you know, 5 years ago to now, 10 years ago to now. We don't typically think of African fashion as prints anymore. We're thinking of it in textures, we're thinking of it in modern techniques, we're thinking of it in old school techniques. All of it is just changing. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot of now. Also the audience, I think we expect modern clothes now. You know, when you're competing with big retailers, it's really hard for designers to compete if they, you know, they don't understand their audiences. But I think a lot more African designers and South African designers are starting to understand who their audiences are, who their target markets are, and what they want.
Now, you mentioned something very important off air, and you were talking about a masterclass. And I was saying, I feel that that's been the breakthrough that we've had in South Africa fashion, and actually understanding everything else behind fashion and contextualizing it. Take us through what a masterclass essentially is.
So, masterclasses are our fashion talks, and it allows design students, students interested in fashion, beauty, the opportunity to learn from captains of industry. So we will have David Tlale, he'll be talking about the business of fashion and what it means to actually be a fashion designer in South Africa at this time. We will have an IP lawyer from Adams & Adams talking about how do you as a creative protect your designs, protect your IP. You know, that's so important because people walk into this world and a lot of young people are mistreated and they don't fully understand what the business of fashion means. And that's what our masterclasses will entail. We also have, you know, the lead makeup artists from MAC Cosmetics teaching makeup students on the latest trends for the season. You know, it's really open to everyone, but expect to learn.
Let's go back to that incubation program that you're talking about. Of course, Chesney, you're a part of that. What essentially is that all about?
Well, Fast Track, the Fast Track program, it takes top students from across Africa and it really immerses them into the fashion industry. So you get into an internship program with leading fashion designers and they've been, you know, fully immersed in the industry for years. So they've got a knowledge base that they can, like, you know, teach us and we can just learn from them, see how they run their brands and what it actually takes to be successful. So it is a great way of fast-tracking our careers and giving us an opportunity to actually really like see what it takes to be a fashion designer.
So you being a designer, does that mean that you'll be showcasing at this year's AO5?
Yes, so AO5 Privé is the in-house brand for African Fashion International. Me, myself and Taylor Guskos, we are the designers and we are going to be showcasing on the 24th next week, Saturday, at Cape Town Fashion Week.
Incredible. Yeah. Very congratulations to you. We'll wait to see what comes out of that. Let's move on abroad. Fashion is, of course, an international language. We've seen Paris and New York Fashion Week come and go. So what are we expecting in terms of trends and what have we taken from what we saw showcased there?
Okay, so we're seeing a lot of oversized outerwear. Okay. And going away from more tailored looks, we're now being able to layer and wrap and really have fun because it's also comfort, but like that is versatile. So a lot of styling and edginess is really coming through, layering as well, and I feel like it comes back to also like being inspired by Africa, the way that we layer our things and wrap, and yeah, I really am excited for the trends that are coming through and for what we're going to see.
And we're going into autumn. Any colors that we can expect to trend?
Yeah, there's a lot of bold autumnal hues coming through. So you've got like really rich reds that we're going to be seeing, lovely mustards, and I think it's fun now because it's autumn, but there's vibrant colors instead of it just being like, you know, darker shades. It's really like coming through with the vibrant colors this year.
And staying with the colors, staying with the African inspiration, let's talk about the inclusion of having more African designers, specifically from the West, being included in this year's AO5.
So, I mean, for African Fashion International, our goal has always been to propel African brands onto a global stage. And for a long time, we were looking inwards, and now we're just looking at Africa. Again, I mentioned earlier, our theme is I Am Africa for a reason. We have two amazing designers coming from Senegal. We have a jewelry designer showcasing as a head designer for our Fashion Week, Adele Dejacque from Kenya. We have a Moroccan designer, we have a Ghanaian designer, we have a Nigerian designer. You know, the influx of Africa is really coming and showcasing in Cape Town next weekend.
Yeah, and you said that it kickstarts off on the 21st of March.
Yes.
And we do know here in South Africa we'll be celebrating Human Rights Day. So is there any sort of collaboration in your theme, I'm African and human rights centered here in South Africa?
Yes, definitely. I mean, on that day we will be having a small get-together with all of our models and designers, just trying to incorporate them into, you know, our Fashion Week, and just it's just a celebration of what it means, how far we've come as a country, and just, you know, spotlighting the fact that everyone's here, and it's really just, we're doing something great.
Definitely. Thank you very much, ladies, for joining me this morning, talking all things fashion. We just got the lowdown from Chesney. Of course, she's an aspiring and up-and-coming fashion designer on that fast-track program from AO5. The looks to look out for are lots of layering, lots of wraps, as well as colour, and we do know that's inspired by the African theme at AFI this year. Let's take a short break here on Trendz. Do stay tuned.
Our Bill of Rights is the cornerstone of democracy. It enshrines the rights of all people in our country and affirms the democratic values of human dignity. SABC News celebrates Human Rights Month in the year of Madiba. #Know Your Rights.
South Africa is in need of a frank dialogue. My name is Onkgopote JJ Tabani. Join me every Sunday at 8:30 on SABC News Channel 404 as we speak to leaders of society, business and government about the state of our nation. Come now, let's talk frankly.
Welcome back. Well, earlier this week, the largest global music streaming service officially launched here in South Africa, as Spotify has a worldwide community of over 159 million music fans. Our very own musicians are now part of this pool of music content that delivers music for every taste and mood, providing a range of Mzansi's playlists alongside millions of Spotify and fan-built international playlists around the globe. We attended the launch. Let's have a look.
Spotify is in South Africa.
Welcome to South Africa, Spotify.
A huge shout out to Spotify and welcome you guys to South Africa.
To abantu bakwa Spotify, siyanamukela eMzansi Afrika.
This is your boy DJ Maporesa and welcome to South Africa.
I want to give you guys a big shout out and welcome to South Africa.
We're so excited you're here.
South Africa is the 30th biggest music market, and of course it's also the homeland, like Africa is a home continent of music. So definitely it's very excited to be here and to launch with all the support of the local artist community, to have everything in place and to finally be able to also open up fully.
It's important for them to come. I think South Africans deserve options, you know. And when the South African market is ready for streaming, this will be one of their options.
This is an absolute game changer for the streaming industry.
We launched at a time where actually piracy was just at its peak time for music. So we started to see that artists were gaining less and less of CD sales and that CD sales were declining. And actually the music industry was in a rapid fall at that time. So actually we launched Spotify at that time to also cater that and to offer a service that's actually better than piracy. Because it's very hard to compete with free pirated music. So we wanted to have a better experience. This is why we focused a lot on the product, making it more seamlessly, making everything on demand and legally so that you have a good conscience of using it. And now we see in most of the major music markets we have already launched that we were able to turn back to growth. So while there was a steep decline in the early 2000s, we're now in growth in most of the markets again, and music streaming played a big role in that.
When CDs, I have to go press it, take it, get a cover, get design, blah, blah. It's a luxury. It's going to be a luxury. So now the creation of music is actually cost effective and it cuts a lot of barriers for artists. A real talented artist now doesn't have all those steps. Now they can go, here's the great music, here's the artwork, Spotify, whoever distributor, take.
Her Spotify is now available in South Africa.
I'm so stoked to find out that you guys now have Spotify
Spotify.
Super excited to hear that Spotify is coming to our home country.
It's where the world is moving. It's how people are consuming music. It's the behavior. The mind has gotten used to doing what they're doing, you know, except like in South Africa where they're still downloading, but they will tip over, you know, the market will tip over. When they tip over, when the market tips over, they're gonna go, where do I go? Do I go to Spotify? Do I go to iTunes, Apple Music? Do I go to, what's that other, Deezer? Or do I go to Slick On Live?
We encourage every artist to go on music streaming because they can reach their fans, even though they might not have too many fans in the beginning. People might discover them also in the music streaming world, and then they might emerge and they will get more and more fans. So definitely that's a good way, and we're open to every artist. So it's a very democratic service.
We can't wait to listen to the music that we have to offer.
I'm really excited to dig through all the playlists and just see what it has to offer.
Spotify, this is good luck. We are so excited that you guys are finally in South Africa.
Congratulations to Spotify for launching right here in my country.
For the past 3 decades, it's enthralled audiences. The annual Dance Umbrella Festival will again unleash hidden gems. This as local and international dancers use the platform to showcase new dance forms.
A journey from past to present. A signature piece. The more than 2-decade-old ensemble saw the advent of the popular dance genre Afrofusion.
When they speak about Afrofusion, they speak about this way. This is where Afrofusion was established, or was developed. So going back into performing this work is more of finding a new self and a new interpretation of Afrofusion.
It also won Best Choreography and hopes to captivate audiences again.
And it's a beautiful work in terms of the concentration and the kind of Ubuntu of the dancers on stage. Yeah, I mean, you've seen how it is. It's just, it's emotionally charged. It's beautiful.
An opportunity to add their own pizzazz.
You actually absolutely need a ceremony or a ritual that will help you actually to grow or to stay connected with what your purpose is as a creative person.
For these dancers, a purpose which starts here.
New up-and-coming performing artist Jay will be performing after the break from his new album, The King Print. Do stay tuned for that. Let's take a short break.
Yeah, I feel so unstoppable right now, so full of faith right now. Spent the early part of my days on this planet for his sake of his glory. He put that spirit in this human, now we call it a body. I'm not living for myself, there's a battle to fight. I'm on a mission to the world just to echo the light. God put me on this planet for the sake of his glory. He put that spirit in this human, now we call it a body. I'm not living for myself, there's a battle to fight. I'm on a mission to the world just to echo the light. Yeah, you ready? Ready, you ready? I'm ready. You ready? Ready, you ready? I'm ready. You ready? Ready, you ready? I'm ready. You ready? You ready? You ready? I got the mindset of a hustler, but don't call me a dealer. Gotta get this to the boys, let them know that we got it. You can make it out the hood, no more chasing a rapper. All the stuff that's shown on TV, man, it don't even matter. We can do a lot together, get a book in the summer. Got the spirit of the lamb, heart of the father. Got the body of a champ, you can call me a killer. So I'm ready for the fight, Jesus making the feature. Known to never take a loss, call me a lion. I'll be fighting for my faith, you can check out the armor. Faith fighter to the bone, Simon in the corner. Romans 8:37. Now you know how we do it. God put me on this planet for the sake of His glory. He put that spirit in this human. Now we call it a body. I'm not living for myself. There's a battle to fight. On a mission to the world just to echo the light. God put me on this planet for the sake of His glory. He put that spirit in this human. Now we call it a body. I'm not living for myself. There's a battle to fight. On a mission to the world just to echo the light. Now this battle won't be easy, but we know that we'll win it. Cause there's powers.
SABC is the official broadcaster of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia.
The Western Cape needs national government to fulfill its mandate on ensuring a bulk water supply.
We must ensure that the city of Cape Town never confronts this particular situation again.
The ESCOM is serious about stamping out corruption, which is why the market is now beginning to accommodate us.
Looking at neighboring countries, expecting Botswana just to see partly cloudy skies with a half 34 in Gaborone.
News today at 3 p.m. from Monday to Friday on SABC News.
Special assignment. Crime keeps the society in terror and pain. Why so?
If someone phones me, tells me, okay, look, you need a silver, and I get you all driving, I'll take it.
What pushes normal people to be so hard, heartless, and brutally kill one another?
The other side of it could be more for their own psychological need. It might be part of a sexual fantasy that they have. It could be about power and control.
After proper investigation is followed, the perpetrator gets arrested.
It was quite a massive process. And ultimately, they have payments. I think justice is served.
Emotional scars remain.
We would pay any price to get him back, and the sad reality is that it's gone.
Special assignment. We unravel the truth every Sunday at 21:30.
Welcome back. Well, he performed for us early on in the show. Now Jay joins me to talk about the upcoming launch of his second album titled The King's Print. The Zambian-born Christian rapper and music producer is now based in South Africa, was nominated for Rap Artist of the Year at the 2016 Mzansi Christian Awards, and also got a nod for the Best Gospel Rap at the SABC Crown Gospel Awards for his solo album titled Trade. Welcome, Jay. Welcome to Trendz.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
This is definitely a first, and you were schooling me off as CHH.
Exactly, that's what we do.
Christian hip-hop.
Thank you, you got it right.
Take us through what inspired you to make this sort of music.
Well, the thing is, first of all, I'm a Christian, you know, and I know I was given this gift for God's purpose. So I use my gifts to spread the message of God to His people through what He's given me. So it's just another channel for me to make Jesus famous.
Now, but you know that you're launching your second album titled The King's Print in just a couple of days.
Yes.
What can we expect coming from that?
Well, there's one thing about The King's Print I'm so excited about. I listen to it almost every day. There's new sounds. I experimented with a number of my friends and producers around the world, and also just it's just a little like picture into what God has taken me through. These past years, I've grown so much as a believer, and I've shared those experiences with people, and I pray that whoever listens to it, God may just use that to change people.
Now, what are the sort of dynamics? I mean, this is hip-hop, and you've collaborated it with the somewhat gospel and rap.
Yeah.
What has the reception been like over the years in this genre and the growth?
Well, first of all, like Christian hip-hop, it's a very small genre. It's growing, and the reception so far has been amazing. God has been faithful. People have received us so well. We've managed to do like shows like all over the place, and people like support the music so much. And I just pray that the support may continue as God continues us to extend His kingdom.
Now, you're a music producer as well as a writer. Did you produce and write all your songs on your album? Be honest.
Yeah, well, I did write all of them.
Okay.
But in terms of production, I worked with some of my friends. I've got a friend in America and I've got a friend in Zambia, and I just worked with them to make sure we've got the sounds right.
And how is The King's Print different from your first album?
There's a very big difference. Obviously, as a musician, you want to grow, you want to get better every time. And the sound, the production, it's on another level.
Where else do we find your music? On iTunes?
iTunes, all online stores.
And what else are we expecting coming from Jay in 2018?
Wow. Well, there's a documentary that's coming out. Then after the launch, I'll be going on the road for a tour. Yeah, then obviously you can check out my music and everything else online.
Now, you're Zambian born, but you're based here in South Africa.
Yeah.
How is the dynamics work between where you come from, moving from Zambia, and working and incorporating that here in South Africa?
It was a bit of a culture shock because...
culture shock?
Yeah.
How so?
Zambia is very conservative, first of all. It's a Christian nation. So I had to, most of the stuff that I experienced was like a shock for me. And just adjusting to, obviously, the language, the culture, it was, but it's been good.
But the people are good, the food's good?
The food is amazing. The dancing and the music is dope.
And with regards to the album, what are you going to be doing around the launch to promote it?
For the past 3 weeks, I've been on the road. I'm actually surprised I sound this clear. I've been just doing interviews and doing music all over the place, and everything has just been a build up to the actual launch next week on the 24th.
Thank you very much for joining us today. Of course, that is Jay, described himself as a Christian hip-hop artist. With that being said, thank you very much for joining myself, Shante Yankees, here on Trendz. I'm going to leave you with some rap gospel music from Jay. Bye-bye.
Higher, higher, watch me lift him higher, 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 watch me lift him higher, 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 shout his name and raise it, higher, higher, watch me lift him higher, 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 watch me lift him higher, 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 watch me lift him higher, 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 shout his name and raise it, higher, higher, watch me lift him higher. I'm on the grind like every day, no dip tools, no hardware, no days off, no T-break, no cameras, no gimmicks, no stories, no practice, excuses, we drop that scripture, we lead it, you doubt it, then watch it. Praise him every day, whether or not it's going bad. I knew before the king, praise his name is Elohim. I'll simply throw him up, lift my voice into the sky. Angels everywhere, it's going down, we gotta say, okay, he's the king of kings, all will bow and testify. His infinity, death ain't got no hold on, and ain't nobody can't compare to him here. G for that greatness, there ain't a thing it can't do. Higher, higher, watch me lift him higher, 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 watch me lift him higher, 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 shout his name and raise it, higher, higher, watch me lift him higher, 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 watch me lift him higher, 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 watch me lift him higher, 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 shout his name and raise it, higher, higher, watch me lift him higher. Until then, I'm locked in, got no intentions of being here. This world ain't got no life, bro. Rocking it, that good life, who ain't nowhere but 6 feet. In me's that spirit. Live beyond that final day. King of kings, no other way. Praise him every day, whether or not it's going bad. I knew before the king, praise his name, it's Elohim. I simply throw him up, lift my voice into the sky. Angels everywhere, it's going down, we gotta say, okay, he's the king of kings, all will bow and testify. His infinity, death ain't got no hold on, and ain't nobody can't compare to him.